Have you ever wondered why some families have a distinctive trait that seems to pass down through generations? Why is it that your cousin has her grandmother's piercing blue eyes, or your nephew inherited his grandfather's curly hair? It's all a dance of genes and chromosomes, a waltz choreographed by a monk named Gregor Mendel in the mid-19th century. Welcome to the fascinating world of genetics where puzzles of inheritance find their solutions. Let's dive into a story to better understand this. Imagine you're at a grand dinner party, and the hosts have a peculiar rule. Each guest can only bring one dish. Now imagine the dishes represent traits or characteristics. Guests can't bring both spaghetti and lasagna. They must choose just one to contribute. This is a bit like Mendel's law of segregation, where genes must decide which trait they will pass on to their offspring. Gregor Mendel, a monk and scientist, discovered this law while studying pea plants in his garden. He noticed that when he crossed a yellow pea plant with a green one, the first generation was all yellow. But when he allowed that generation to self-pollinate, green peas mysteriously reappeared in the second generation. How could this be? Mendel realized that each plant had two dishes or genes for each trait, but could only bring or pass on one of them to each offspring. The yellow color was dominant, like a lasagna overshadowing a side salad. But the salad wasn't gone, it was just hidden, ready to reappear in the next generation when two salad carriers met. This, in essence, is Mendel's law of segregation. It states that during the formation of sex cells or gametes, the two copies of each gene separate so that each gamete receives only one copy. A parent plant doesn't give all its traits to each offspring, but instead separates its genes so that each offspring receives one from each pair. To recap, Mendel's law of segregation tells us three main points. First, every individual organism possesses two alleles for each trait, one inherited from each parent. Second, these two alleles separate during the formation of gametes, with each gamete receiving only one allele. And third, which trait becomes visible in the offspring depends on the dominance or recessiveness of the allele. So the next time you see a family member with a striking resemblance to a grandparent or distant relative, remember the grand dinner party of genes. It's all thanks to Gregor Mendel and his peas that we understand this intricate dance of inheritance.